So, Hari Om, in the previous session, we introduced ourselves to the concept of Purusha. We understood his undeniable existence and his omnipresence. If the pot is there, the potter should be there. If I am there, the Purusha has to be there. और हर सांस ये कहती है, हम है तो खुदा भी है. So we convinced ourselves about his existence and omnipresence. We tried to understand the structure of the Purusha Sukta and the logic of having the first 15 mantra in Anushtup Chanda and the 16th one in the Trishtup Chanda. And in the case of the Yajurvedi version, the remaining, right up to 23 mantras, they are also in Trishtup Chanda. Then we took up the first mantra and discussed the symbolism of various body parts, Shirsha, Purush, then Aksha and Pata, which really represent the Sankalpa Shakti, the Darshana Shakti and Kriya Shakti, which we have derived from the Purusha. And extolling these parts really means that he, the all-powerful, all the Sankalpa, Darshana, Kriya, which we do, our resolves, our understanding and our actions are only possible because of the Purusha. We saw how the presence of an observer affects the outcome of an event in an experiment called the Young's double slit experiment. In a similar manner, all the events in the universe happen under the watchful gaze of the Purusha. The universe itself exists when the Purusha is awake, and when he is in Yoga Nidra, it dissolves. That's what the Puranic version tells us. And we ended with, on a very light note, drawing parallel with a filmy song, तेरी आंखों के सिवा दुनिया में रखा क्या है, ये उठे सुबह चले, ये झुके शाम ढले, मेरा जीना मेरा मरना इन्हीं पलकों के तले. So we ended the session there. In this session, we start with the second line of the first mantra. We couldn't complete it last time. So let us recite the whole mantra and then go ahead with it. सहस्रशीर्ष पुरुष सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपाद स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठत् दशांगुलम्. So now coming to the second line. Bhumim. We have seen the word meanings earlier, so I won't go to it again. Bhumim here implies not only the land or the surface of the earth, but it really implies the complete material universe, and it includes all three realms, Bhu, Bhuva, and Swaha. And the Purusha encompasses, he surrounds the universe, Vishwato Vrutva, from all sides. Now, the Bhumi, as I said earlier, Purush is derived from the root Pru, and it gives Prunati. He fills all existence. He provides for all existence. He encompasses Vyapnoti, the entire universe. So that is the meaning. That is the beginning of this first line. Now let's come to a little the end of the line. There are various interpretations of the phrase Dashangulam. Vruta is Dasha. Vishwato Vrutva, he encompasses, Vyapnoti. And Dashangulam. What is Dashangulam? The Purusha exceeds the universe by a measure of 10 digits. This is the meaning right on the face of the sentence, direct meaning. So it could also mean that the Purusha is so vast that he encompasses the universe by merely his 10 fingers. One is he encompasses and exceeds by 10, and just with his 10 fingers, he can cover the whole universe. This is the second possible meaning of this phrase. Now, it is said that Dashangula is a measure of the Agni Vaishwanara, who fills and enlivens the complete universe as well as the human body, the Pinda and Brahmanda. There is a there's the presence of the Agni Vaishwanara in different forms at both these scales. Now, on the cosmic scale, the Agni Vaishwanar body is supposed to extend through the three domains, Dyav, Antariksha, and Prithvi, which is almost same as Bhuva and Swaha. Now, Bhu is the terra firma, going strictly by the word. Swa is Divi. Divi, the root, Divi is to shine. So, Dyav is a loka where people who shine, the devas stay. That is Dyav. And in between, there is a word called Bhuva. Sometimes it is called Antariksha, intermediate space. Now, what is this intermediate space? There are various interpretations, but I think this is being covered in one of the later mantras. So I will leave it at this and say the three, Agni Vaishwanara, extends through Prithvi, Antariksha, and Dyav. Now, at the individual's level, the Agni Vaishwanara is supposed to extend from Murdhani, that is the top of the forehead, to Chibuk. Chibuk is the chin. So it is said that he extends over this distance, and that is your own 10 fingers. If you measure the distance between forehead to the chin, it is roughly 10 fingers. That is the distance of 10 fingers. Now, this Purusha, he abides in the Hridayakasha. Hridayakasha, literally heart, and that is at a distance of Dashangula from Nabhi, which represents the center of the universe. It is said that the universe has emerged from the Nabhi Kamal. It is said that the universe has emerged from the Nabhi Kamal of Padmanabha, Narayana, and Sant Tukaram. We heard that Abhang just now. He has so nicely described the Purusha as Padmanabha, Narayana, Adideva, Jaganniyanta, and Jagadjivana. So, Actually, I played the Abhang a little early, but this is what is the meaning. He stays there uh, he stays in the Hridayakasha, which is only Dashangula from Nabi. There is another interpretation also. The distance of the Kantha Mula, that is your throat, to the heart is also Dashangula. So there are three such steps. They are all Dashangula. So Dashangula is supposed to represent even this. There's another interpretation. Dasha is also interpreted as Dadati Sham, meaning Sham is happiness, Shanti, well being. So, one who gives happiness, well being. So, that is Dashangulam. There is an interpretation that Narayana resides in the form of Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha in the four chakra at Nabhi, Hridaya, Kanthamula, and Bhrumadhya. So these are the four chakras in which Narayana stays in these four forms. They are called the Vyuha Vasudeva, and they have got certain role in creation. We will come to that at an appropriate mantra when we see. And all these are at a distance of Dashangula from each other. So your whole body, Pinda, is considered as Brahmanda. So he covers your body within 10 fingers from his various positions. This is another interpretation of Atyatishtat Dashangulam. Now, these four, they are supposed to be Vyuhamurtis, and I told you they come into, their work is when the creation happens, each of them has a different role. Now, in modern science, there's a new theory in cosmology which attempts to explain the origin of all matter by something called as the string theory. It is said that everything, all the subatomic particles are, due to vibration of something called strings. Now, still the string has not been defined, but what has happened is they say these strings, when they vibrate, it is a string of energy, string of something undefined. When it vibrates, it generates something called the fundamental particles, not even the electrons and protons. Much below that, something called leptons, muons, gluons, bosons. So 24 of them are there, and 24 modes of vibration of the string, these fundamental particles are generated. And these fundamental particles, they combine with each other, and then they form something what we know as the electrons and protons. They combine with each other to form atoms and all other matter. So the fundamental, like Narayana is lying on Nara, it is the absolute fundamental which modern cosmology says strings. But to create so many modes of vibration, they require 10 dimensions. We all know there are only three dimensions: X, Y, and Z, length, breadth, and height. We are all three dimensional creatures, and we can't imagine anything more than this. But these dimensions are micro dimensions, and these strings vibrate in those dimensions which are micro in nature, and each mode of vibration creates a different fundamental particle. This is a artist's representation of the strings vibrating in dimensions. He cannot show you 10 dimensions, but what he means to say is there are multiple dimensions in which these strings are vibrating, and each mode of vibration generates a particular fundamental particle, a lepton, muon, boson, gluon, which combines with each other to form electrons and protons. Now, they further form to form all other matter. So, the Purusha, from whom the whole universe originates, is the master of all these dimensions. So, that Dasha Disha has got different connotations. It is not just the 10 points of the compass, that is Dasha Disha, 8 in the horizontal and Urdhva and other. So that is one interpretation which we commonly understand. But Dasha Disha also means 10 dimensions. That is how he is Vishwato Vrutva Atyatishtat Dashangulam. He is the master of all dimensions. The Purusha is beyond all things and is superior to all things. He exceeds that which exists and which does not exist also. Now, that is the end of our first mantra. With that, we come to the second mantra of Purusha Sukta. I will recite it. Purusha evedam sarvam yadbhutam yaccha bhavyam utam rutatva seshano yadanne natirohati. There is a little variation also in this. Some people say Purusha evedagum sarvam yadbhutam yaccha bhavyam utam rutatva seshano yadanne natirohati. This is from each part, Yajurveda and Rigveda. There are slight differences. Now there's one more. What I just now said was the Pada Patha, where I have said Purusha Evedam Sarvam, split it. Actually, all the Vedic literature has come down through Samhita Patha, oral tradition. So it is Purushe Vedam Sarvam. So it is a combined word. And what is the implication of this? We will see sometime later when we cover this particular mantra. Now, let us see the word meaning of this particular mantra. Purusha. Purusha is the universal being, which we have already seen. Evedam, eva, idam. Indeed, all this. All this means universe. Idam is universe. Sarvam. Sarvam refers to the Purusha. Like Urdhva also refers to the Purusha. Sarvam also refers to the Purusha. Yad bhutam. Yad bhutam. What is the past? What has happened in the past? Yad bhutam. Yad cha bhavyam. Yad and cha and which. Bhavyam, which is yet to happen. Then utamrutatva seshano. Uta, amruta, and ishana. Uta is to weave, one that is woven. Amruta is immortal. And ishana, ish is to control, and ishana is controlling. So utamrutatva sheshano. Controller of the community. He is the controller of the community of the muktas as well as who are in the samsaris. So he is a controller of everything. Yadanne nati rohati. Yad, anna, ati, and roha. They are the four words. They have formed. Roha is the basic verb. Rohati being the third person, it is rohati. So yadanne nati rohati. Which food transcend and rise. That is the face meaning of this particular phrase. So food refers to also not just the food that you eat. It refers also to Brahma. It refers to Lakshmi. It refers to movement. It also refers to knowledge. As a matter of fact, food uh, refers to the entire creation. At the time of Mahapralaya, all this gets consumed. The Purush is indeed all this creation, that which exists in the past and that which will exist in the future. Let us now analyze this whole, the meaning which I gave you is the literal meaning. Let us analyze the second line of this mantra step by step. Now, he is the Isha plus Ana, Ishana of everything, of the immortals and mortals, and transcends everything. Ati Rohati. Roha is to rise. Ati Kramana. So Ati means to cross a particular line. So it transcends everything. Ati Rohati. Now that is how Vishnu is also described as Muktanam Paramagati, because he is the controller of the Mukta also. That is how he is called Muktanam Paramagati. Now, Anna is food, but as I said earlier, it also refers to Brahma, Lakshmi, movement, and knowledge. And as a matter of fact, it also refers to the entire creation. Because at the time of Mahapralaya, this whole thing gets consumed by the Purusha. So it is Anna for him. So that is what it is. Even Samartha Ramdas has said, Anna is Purna Brahma. So Anna, the whole creation itself gets consumed at the time of Mahapralaya. So Anna doesn't mean just what is offered in the yajna. The whole creation is his Anna. Now, there is one a Sanskrit scholar and Madhva scholar. Uh, he has a very nice interpretation of this. He says, although there is a Tritiya Vibhakti, Annena, that means Anna say, but actually, he says, due to various reasons, which I will not, because if I describe all the reasons that he has given, the lecture will go into Vyakaran. So, without going into that, I will only say what Govindacharya has said. He says it should be taken as Annam Atirohati. He is not Annena Atirohati, but is Annam Atirohati. That means the Purusha transcends the entire creation. So that is the meaning of Annena Atirovati. This has been explained by Bananja Govindacharya, and those who can understand Kannada can listen to his uh, lectures on Purusha Sukta. Now let us see a slightly different interpretation of the first line again. I gave the Padapatha, and that time I also gave the Sanhita Patha. So that we'll see a different interpretation of the first line. In the Samhita Patha, the recitation is Purusheva Midam Sarvam, whereas we said Purusha Eva Midam Sarvam. Now, uh, how this is interpreted? Authentic Pada Patha of all Veda mantra is available only for the Shakalya Sanhita of Rigveda. It is not available for other schools of Rigveda. So now, Yaskacharya, who wrote a grantha called Nirukta, it is a granth on etymology. It describes the actual meaning and usage of Sanskrit words in Veda. He says it is permissible to have a different padapatha for each school. That means you can split it. But as far as Samhita part is concerned, it cannot be touched. It has to be Purusheva Midam Sarvam. Now, the Sandhi can be split as Purusha Eva Idam Sarvam or Purushe Eva Idam Sarvam. Now, what difference does it make? Purushe is Saptami Vibhakti, which means Purush inside the Purush, Purush Me, which means this entire universe is inside the Purush. And Purusha Eva Idam Sarvam is the Purusha is only Prathama, so it is Purusha himself is this complete creation. So some people say this second interpretation means that the creator is different from his creation. So they say one is Bimba and other is only Pratibimba. So that gives a Madhva view or a Dvaita view interpretation of this particular line. In this manner, every line can be interpreted in many ways. So it is said Vedartha Bhagavad Hridaya Sthitaha. So the actual meaning of Veda is in the heart of the Bhagwan. So you understand Veda in different ways, the more blessed you are. So if you want to, it's like an enormous ocean. You can dive deep and bring out as many pearls as you possible. And everything is right. You can't say this is right or that is wrong. So actually what you have to do is you have to go into Bhagavad Hridaya. The aim of all Vedas is to take us inside Bhagavad Hridaya. The next part of this mantra defines the Trikalatit nature of the Purush. Now, what does it say? Yad bhutam yacha bhavyam. Now, this phrase, Yad bhutam yacha bhavyam, it actually defines the nature of Omkara. Now, this Omkara comes from A for Atita, U for Utpanna, and Ma, Meya, Nirmeya, what cannot be measured. So, that is Omkara. So, it refers to all that is Atita and Utpanna, all that is there, what has been, and all that is going to be. So, Yad Bhutam Yacha Bhavyam, it denotes the timelessness. So, even in the Sikh prayer, you say Ik Omkar, Satnam, Karta, Purk, Akal Murat. So this particular phrase gives the Trikalatit nature of the Purush. So with that, we have come to the end of the second mantra of Purusha Sukta. Now let us go to the third mantra. एतावानस्य महिमातो जायांश्च पूरुषः Padosya Vishwa Bhutani Tripadasya Divi. So let us see what is the word meaning first. We will see the meaning of the face of the uh, literature and then go into the implied meaning as much as possible. Etavanasya, etavan, all these, asya, his, etavanasya, mahima, greatness, atas, that is beyond, beyond this, mahimato, that mahimato word is mahima and atas. So beyond this, and jayas, superior, more or excellent, and cha is for emphasis. Now, what this emphasis means, we will see as we go along and see the meaning of this shloka, implied meaning. Pad, pad means 1/4. It can also mean a bit. It can also mean 1 foot. That all meanings are possible, and there are implied meanings with each of this. So next is asya. Asya he is Vishwa. Vishwa is world or universe, not only the earth. Bhuta, becoming, existing, present. And Bhutani, those who come into existence, all the visible world. That is a Bhutani. It's not just the animals or object. The complete visible world is Bhutani. Tripad, again 3/4. It could literally mean 3 feet, and it could also mean the majority of that particular object. Tripada. So Amruta is immortal. Divi. Div is the dhatu which means to shine. Divi is the ones who shine. And Dyav and Divi means the transcendental realm, heaven, the place of Dyavs, the Deva, that is Divi. Now, the Purusha, let's see the meaning. The Purusha is greater than all the greatness. Eta Vanasya Mahima. So the stress here is on asya mahima. Asya is what is intended is asyeva mahima. It is only his greatness and nobody else's. Etavanasya mahima is he. It is all. This is only his greatness and nobody else's. So in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan tells us that he is the Purushottama. He is greater than both Kshara and Akshara. It is only he who is great. Now, this is a very well-known shloka from 15th Adhyaya. Yasmat Ksharamati Toham Aksharadapi Chottama Atosmi Loke Vedecha Prathita Purushottamaha. So he is greater than Akshara and Kshara both. And Atosmi Loke Vedecha. That means he is known in all the Loka, well known, Prachitaha, as Purushottamaha. He is the best of all. So the stress in Eta Vanasya is he is the greatest. He is greater than all the greatness that can be. Now let us see what is the meaning of this phrase, Ato Jayanscha. As I said earlier, here the stress is on the word cha. Cha is used for emphasis to mean that he is the only one who is great. Now there is a very interesting light-hearted story I will share with you. During this Sanyukta Maharashtra movement, Acharya Atre, he used to often say, मुंबईसह संयुक्त महाराष्ट्र झालाच पाहिजे. And Yashwantrao Savan, who was a Congress leader, he had asked Acharya Atre, why are you saying झालाच पाहिजे? Isn't it just sufficient to say झाला पाहिजे? Acharya Atre was very quick to retort, and he asked Yashwantrao Savan, he said, आपल्या नावातील च काढून टाकला तर काय उरतं ते बघा. म्हणजे या च चं महत्व कळेल. So this ch is used in that sense here. Ato Jayanscha. So it is only his greatness. That is what is being conveyed here. So he is so great that in Upanishads he is described as na jani maha na vidvamat. He cannot be understood. He is beyond understanding. So his qualities exceed what can be described by words. That is the reason of saying Ato Jayanscha. Now, if this be his mind-boggling majesty, then all this is not him. It is something beyond what we see, beyond what exists. And he is greater than even what does not exist. So his one quarter has become all these visible worlds, and his three quarters are the immortal worlds of transcendence. This is the literal translation of uh, Pado Vishwa Bhutani, Tripad Urdas, and Tripada become Tripadasyam Rutam Divi. That is the literal, this is the literal translation of this particular line. Now, even in Genesis, from the Bible, it says, "For by him all things were created in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible." So he is greater than all that you see, because even he is greater than the invisible things also. Now, let us see what modern cosmology tells us about this. Now, the speed of a revolution of the galaxies around the galactic center has to be certain speed, because if there is a certain gravitational attraction not to be rushing into the galactic center, galaxies have to go at a certain speed. If the earth has to not go in and crash into the sun, it has to go around at a certain speed. So scientists made some calculations. They say the Earth, they know the mass of the sun, they know the mass of the Earth, and they know the mass of the galaxies. So they made the calculation and they said the Earth is moving much faster than what it should be. Now, the galaxies are also moving much faster than what they should be. Now, if they are actually moving so fast, they should be greater than the escape velocity and fly away. So what is it that is holding them? They should be actually flying away, but they are not doing that. So that means there is some other extra unseen matter, unseen mass. So the German scientist who discovered this, he called it material dunkel. Dunkel. So the dark matter, unseen matter. So this is unseen matter that is at the center of the galaxy, all over the universe. So that unseen matter explains why we are moving around in the orbit so fast, but at not being thrown out. Now, there's one more new thing. The Hubble telescope, it shows that the universe is expanding at an accelerating rate, not just fast rate, but accelerating rate. And it is actually expanding. We say that nothing can move faster than light, isn't it? But here it is not the matter it is the space that is expanding. The Hubble telescope tells us, because of something called the redshift, that the whole universe is expanding at an accelerating rate. Now, if something is expanding, it cannot do on its own. There has to be some energy. So they said this can happen only due to some unseen energy. And they made a calculation of this energy. They called it the dark energy because it is not seen. And so there is one dark matter and there is dark energy. Dark matter causing the fast movement in orbit, and unseen energy causing extremely fast expansion of the space. So these two things they said. In short, the visible portion of the universe is only a very small portion, because the expansion of the universe is happening so fast that the light doesn't get sufficient time to reach us. We only see a small visible portion of the universe. So let us see, this is a concept. Let us see the numbers as per the modern science. What do they say? Now, starting from here, this big circle is the complete universe itself. This one. And in that, the total matter is only 31%. And the total dark energy, which is causing expansion, that is 69%. So, out of this total matter and energy, which is uh, known to us, out of which the regular matter is only 20%, and the dark matter, which is causing fast acceleration, a fast movement in the orbit, is 80%. And this regular matter is all the stars, the galaxies, the dust, everything that you know, that you see in the skies above. and what the scientists can measure. So if you see in short, so the regular matter and energy component is only about 20%, roughly about one pada of the complete universe, and three pada. So I was saying ki what is said in the Purusha Sukta, Padosya Vishwa Bhutani Tripadasyamrutam Devi. So that Tripada is not known to us, not seen by us. It is only one quarter that we see. But then, okay, there is also an objection to this. Now, what is the objection? The objection is, now if only a quarter of the Purusha manifests as the known universe, and then the Purusha, you say, is three times bigger. One quarter is seen and three quarters is not seen. It is three times bigger. Then it means that the Purusha is infinite. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourselves. Okay. So that it implies, so one quarter you are saying, and three quarters is the unknown. So if you say, I know one quarter and three quarters is the Purusha, you are putting the Purusha in a finite volume, so finite entity. So that is not acceptable. So this is the objection to this particular. So the Pada and Tripada should not be taken as exactly one quarter and three quarter. What is meant is a bit of the Purusha is seen, a small portion of the Purusha is seen, and a lot of Purusha is not seen. So the Pada can be taken as a foot, it can be taken as a quarter, and it can also be taken as a bit. So these are all the possible interpretations of this particular verse. So this pada is, if whatever you are saying, that complete thing is the Purusha himself. So pada is, if you take it as a foot, you say, you refer to holy people like Shankaracharya and various people, you say Charan Kamal, Pai Dhul, Paduka, Shankar Bhagavad Pada, that is how they are referred to. So the Pada, when you say refer to the Pada of the Purusha, so that Pada refers to the entire Purusha. This is the second interpretation of this, third interpretation of this particular line. Just a minute, I'll see. Please mute yourselves. Let me just check. I can't make out who is. Please mute yourself, huh? Please. Okay. So, in short, it can mean many things. The path itself is the Purusha, a little of the Purusha is seen, and the entire Purusha is not seen. And very scientifically, you want to interpret one quarter is seen and three quarters is not seen. So, this is the various interpretations. Now, one more interpretation of the word Tripada. One was three quarters. Now, Tripada would also refer to the three paths of Omkara, U, and Ma, from which this whole universe has come. So Tripada refers to that also. Just a minute. Who is it? Who is it?
iPhone Mukesh, please mute yourself.
Mukesh, please.
iPhone Mukesh.
Mukesh, please mute yourself here. Okay. Okay. We come to the other interpretation of Tripada. Tripada means U, and Ma, the three pada of Omkar, from which this interpretation has come. This represents the whole Purusha. This is one more interpretation. So these are all the agochar rupa of Purusha. And the rupa that you see are the avatar rupa that come to the world to rescue us. So agochara rupa of Purusha are many more, much more than the avatar rupa of Purusha. Now with this, now let us come to the next fourth mantra of Purusha Sukta. Now I'll recite it. त्रिपादूर्ध्व उदयित पुरुष पादोस्येहा भवत् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासना नशने अभि. This is the fourth. Now let us see the word by word meaning of this mantra. Tripadurdhva. Tripada is Tripada. We will again see interpretations of Tripada. Urdhva is high above. Three parts high above. Three is three. Pada is quarter or feet. Urdhva is raised above. Udait Purusha. Purusha, Udait. Purusha high above. Ud above. And Purusha, universal being. Padosya Bhavat Punaha. Pada is quarter. Asya, he is Bhavat Punaha. So again and again, he becomes the Purusha. His quarter portion again and again becomes the Purusha. Is that only the meaning? We will see once we go along. Now, Pada is quarter foot. Asya is Iha, here. Bhava, state of being. And Punar, Punaha, that is again and again. Tato, there. Tatas, in that place. Now, next phrase is Vishwang, means all pervading. Vishwam cha, all pervading again. Vyakramat sashana nashane. V akramat sashana and anashane. So it is pervades all beings that eat and not eat. We will see how this has come. V is a prefix, like Vishnu. V is a prefix, and Nu he gets into everything. So V is a prefix, means everything, and Krama. Krama is to cross over, step into, move into. Akramat, that is to cross over, the crossover with force, without asking any permission. Akramat. Then Sashana, having food, and Anashana, abstaining from food. Abhi, Abhi means to, into. It also means image. Abhineta, one who is an image of the Neta, of Nayaka, he is Abhineta. So Abhivyakti, a projection of your Vyaktitva is Abhivyakti. So Abhi actually means image. So what this line says, three parts of the Purusha is high above in the transcendental realm, and his one part becomes the creation again and again. This is the literal meaning. He pervades all creation. And by that, what is said? Sashana Vyakramat. Sashana Nashane Abhi. All those who eat and don't eat. That means Jada and Chetan. He pervades everything. Now, there are various words which we have been seeing, like Tripada. So Tripada, we have seen various interpretations earlier. Now, to understand Tripada in Vedic text, there is something called a trick. Trick means a triad. So there is a Bhuta Sankhya. There's a concept called Bhuta Sankhya. So each Sankhya has got some associated meaning. So tricks, Tripada has also got many meanings. And to understand this meaning, let us see this wonderful mantra from Rigveda. It defines what the Paramatma, Purusha, ultimate Godhead, whatever you call, it defines what this is. It says, Chatvari Shrunga Trayo Asya Padaha Dve Shirshe Sapta Hastaso Asya Tridha Baddho Vrishabho Roraviti Mahadevo Martyam Avivesha. So this is the description of the Purusha, the ultimate Godhead. What it says, जिसके चार सिंग है चत्वारि श्रृंगा त्रयो अस्य पादाः त्रिपाद we have been seeing, he has got 3 feet. Dve shirshe, it has 2 heads. Sapta hastaso asya, he has got 7 hands. Tridha baddho vrishabho roraviti, he is a bull, and his roraviti, he is charging to get free, and he's been tied from 3 places: the stomach, the heart, and from his neck. Tridha baddho, there's the implied meaning of all 3. And Mahadevo, he is the God who is in all human beings. Mahadevo martyam avivesha, he is sitting in us and he is roaring, he is raring to go away. And that is the nature of this Purusha. Now, what is the implication of all this? Since I had to only actually take Tripada, but if I take it in isolation, it may like I just pluck out something. So to explain that, I have taken the complete mantra and I will explain each of these, and I will explain also that Tripada with this. Now, horns, Shrungaha, they are the visible symbol which represent the entity. So here it refers to Chatvari Shrungaha, the four Veda. The four Vedas are the visible representations of the Purusha that represents the Bhagwan. That is the Chatvari Shrungaha. Now, Trayo Asya Padaha, the 3 feet means he is in the three parts of the Omkara, U, and Ma. This we have already seen, but there are many more implications. The next is he is in the three Vyarhutis. He is in the three Vyarhutis. When you say Gayatri Mantra, Vyarhuti means declaration. From Vyarh, the word comes Vyakhyana. So that is to declare. Vyarhuti is Bhu Bhuva Swaha. That's the defining vector. That means take us, in the end of the mantra, take us, you say. But you are defining in which direction, from Bhu Bhuva Swaha. So this is the Vyarhuti. Bhu Bhuva Swaha. It defines the three Vyarhutis, Tripada. Now, one more interpretation is there are the three avasthas, the waking, dreaming, and the deep sleep. That is also Tripada. So, Purusha is someone who transcends this three avasthas and goes beyond the Turiya avastha also. Now, it also represents 3 steps. Now, what are those 3 steps? Earlier, I had said Nabhi, Hridaya, and Kanthamula. So, Nabhi to Hridaya is one pada, Hridaya to Kanthamula is second pada, and Kanthamula to Bhrumadhya, that is third pada. So, each of these is separated from each other by Dashangula. So, this mantra is linked to the earlier mantra also, which we have seen. So, Trivikrama is when Bali's story we know. He put one foot on the land, one in the heavens, and third he didn't know, he put it on Bali's head. But your Pinda and Brahmanda are both same. So, Bhagwan has got 3 steps from Nabhi to Hridaya, Ugama to Hridaya, Hridaya to Kanthamula, then to Bhrumadhya, each separated by Dashangulam. So, he is Trivikrama because even within your own body he is doing that. And beyond that, Udai Purusha, and beyond beyond these 3 steps, he rises. And beyond this, what is there? Sahasrara Chakra is there. And once he goes, that means your, to be very simple, your Atma or whatever it goes and again takes rebirth. So at the level of the Pinda, you say Padosya Padosyeha Bhavat Puna. He again becomes the Antaryami of a Jeev and takes rebirth. Or he creates at the cosmic level, he keeps creating the universe again and again. So there are multiple meanings to this Tripada concept that is there in this mantra. Tripada also has one more meaning. It also means Ekavachan, Dvivachan, and Bahuvachan. The Purusha is represented in each of these vachans. In Ekavachana, he is Eko Vishnu Mahadbhutam. He is the biggest Bhuta, Eko Vishnu. And Dvivachan, he represents that both Atma and Antaratma are Hari. Both are Hari. There is no difference between them. In the Bahuvachan, he is the Ananta Rupa. So Tripada also means that he can be expressed, he can be, you can have devotion towards him in all the 3 vachans defined in the Vyakaran. Now, 2 heads, Dve Shirshe, they represent his Anurupa and also his Mahatrup. So that's how in Upanishad he says Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. So his 2 heads represent his 2 roops. Now Saptahastav. So Astasav Saptahastav, 7 arms represent the 7 vibhaktis. So 7 vibhaktis, he can be described in any of the vibhaktis, any gender, any number. That is how he is Saptahastav. So these are various implications of this. And then what happens? Tato Vishwam Vyakramata. And from there, Vishwam Vyakramata. In this way, Tataha, he Vishwam Vyakramata. He fills the whole world, consisting of whom? Sashana Nashane. Ashana means to eat. Sashana, those who eat, and Anashana, those who don't eat. So it means he fills the whole Jada as well as the Chetana Chakriti, Chetana Prakriti. Now there is also another interpretation of this, Sashana, Ashana. Now that is Sham. We saw earlier Sham means Shanti. The word Shanti comes from the root Sham. It means Sukha. And Ashana means without Shanti. So Ashana refers to Sansara, without Shanti. So Sashana means who are with Shanti, they are embroiled in Sansara. And Anashana, those who are Mukta. So he is the one, he covers both the Mukta and those who are Sansari. He covers all these people. And Sashana, Nashane, Abhi. The last word is Abhi. What does Abhi mean? Abhi means image. I said Bimba Rupa, meaning all these Jada and Chetana components of the universe which he is creating, he is manifesting, Puna is coming. That is his Bimba. And that is how he fills the whole world. Vishwam Vyakramata Abhi in the form of his Bimba. Now, this particular thing is a Dvaita representation when they have a Bimba and Pratibimba. So, this is the Dvaita representation given, interpretation given by Bananje Govindacharya. But as I said, as many interpretations as you want, as you can think, there are there. So now let us see. Now that this fact that there is only an image and the Purusha has been well understood by all our saints, all our yogis. Sant Jnaneshwar, he understood that there's no difference between a buffalo and a human being. So both were the same bimba, image of the Purusha. Similarly, the wall on which he sat and the human beings, Jada and Chetana, it was only the bimba of the Purusha. Because he really understood it, he could make the wall walk. He could make the wall move forward on its own. So this has been explained. This concept has been explained so nicely by Sant Namdev when he praises Jnanadev, Kaya Sangu Deva, Jnanobachi Khyati, Veda Mahisha Mukhi Bolavile, कोठवरी वानु याची स्वरूप स्थिती चालविली भिंती मृत्तिकेची. So this is a real life udaharan of Sashana Nashane Abhi. So let us listen to this video clip before we end our session.
सांगु देवा ज्ञानोबाची ख्याती वेद महिषामुखी बोलविले वेद महिषामुखी बोलविले काय सांगु देवा ज्ञानोबाची ख्याती वेद महिषामुखी बोलविले वेद महिषामुखी बोलविले वेद महिषामुखी बोलविले वेद महिषामुखी बोलविले कोठवरे वाणू याची स्वरूप स्थिती कोठवरे वाणू याची स्वरूप स्थिती चालविली भिंती मृत्तिकेची चालविली भिंती मृत्तिकेची चालविली भिंती मृत्तिकेची चालविली भिंती मृत्तिकेची.
So with that, I have come to the end of today's session. Pranam, and I'll stop here.